Coffee Talk Tuesday. My name is Shalise Stevens, and I'm here with Trip Mitchell.
We went to wardrobe this morning.
We did.
And
colors match.
This is Spit and Chicklets, and which is one of the top podcasts in the world. We're just talking off air to our guests about podcasts, and this is a stupid hockey podcast that has 1 million downloads a week and has launched their own flavor of vodka, which is the #1 selling flavored vodka in the world, all from a podcast.
Maybe we either need to start our own vodka or like hard liquor sales, or just dumb it down a little bit.
That bar is set low, except for the quality of guests we have.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe we need to get like, just maybe, I don't know. But today our guest is Barbie Willett, and she is the Associate Dean of Marketing and Management at Salt Lake Community College. So thank you so much, Barbie, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Dean Barbie. Has anyone ever called you that?
Well, as a mistake, yes, because I'm associate dean.
Okay.
I work for the dean.
Okay. And what is the dean's name?
Dennis Bromley.
Okay. Barbie, I'm of an age that the dean that I know best is Dean Wormer. And I'm so much older than you wouldn't remember that reference from Animal House.
I don't think you're that much older than me.
Yeah. Dean Wormer was in charge of the Faber College on Animal House, which of a certain generation, that was our movie. The next generation was 10 years later was Caddyshack, and then it goes on from there.
I know Caddyshack.
Well,
actually, I know Animal House too.
Oh, good for you, that quality. Why is the community college so good? Because I've only had really impressive relations with them, and just anytime I come across, I'm impressed.
Well, this because of the whole purpose of a community college is to provide workforce skills for the community that it's in. It's not really to serve, I mean, we do have out-of-state and international students, but our basic goal is to provide workforce skills and transfer education for the local community.
So it's very cost-effective in that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's very cost-effective in that regard. It's the smartest way to go to school.
Yes. I mean, you can get the 2-year, if you want a bachelor's degree, you can get the 2 years at the community college at a much lower cost than at a university. And we have smaller classes, and we have very qualified and talented faculty. At least in the business school, our faculty, for the majority of them, come from industry. They have years of industry experience. So, you know, they're teaching theories, but they're also using their work experience to show how to apply those theories that they're teaching.
So what's your story, Barbie? How did you get started here at Salt Lake Community College, and what's your background?
Okay, so I went to a community college. I'm from out of state. I'm from Mississippi. My plan was, I was a first generation college student, so my plan was to get those 2 years and go to work, and realized that I could go further than that. So I got my associate's degree was in marketing. My bachelor's degree was in marketing with an emphasis in retail. And then I went on and I thought someday I might like to teach. So I got a master's degree in business education. And then when I finished that degree, I just because of where I was in life, I started teaching, and I loved it. And did some marketing work also for colleges and universities, and then went on and got my MBA. And I couldn't find a full-time tenure track position teaching in Mississippi, so decided to look elsewhere, and there was a job made just for me here in Utah. So 20 years ago, I moved to Utah and started working at Salt Lake Community College as a full-time instructor, became a professor, tenured professor. And for the past 6 years, I've been the associate dean over the marketing and management programs.
Wow. That's fantastic. And having gone to school where I went to undergraduate at Boston University in their management school, and we had so many blowhards who hadn't been out in the field in forever. They were tenured in the business school. They frankly were horrible. And we didn't have, it was hard to relate to people who didn't know what the challenges are in the real world. And I found it very disconcerting, and I eventually transferred out. And it seemed like a waste of time and effort. And the people that we've met through Shalice's show all have done amazing things out in the real world. How do you get someone, if you're a successful marketer, you're making 200 grand a year. How do you entice those people to give themselves to come back and teach?
Well, I have to say it was a shock for me when I first applied for a teaching job and saw what the pay was. And as a hiring
How much
manager,
did you have to pay to work there?
pretty much. Well, they say you don't go into education for the money. So,
No, unless you run the printing department, but that's another story.
And as a hiring manager, it's hard for me to, when I get to the point where I have to talk about salary, there are some really good benefits for working at a college or university. University, of course, pays a lot more. And I do have faculty who have doctorates who could work at a university, but they just really, they're passionate about it. They really like working one-on-one with students. They like the small classes because they get to know their students. The faculty that I have would not be happy, I would say for the most part, teaching in an auditorium where your students are identified by seat numbers and things like that. So they're passionate about what they do. They're excited about passing along their experiences and their education to others. And they love seeing students succeed and go out and do well. I mean, honestly, that's the biggest pay for a truly passionate educator, is seeing years down the road the successes of your students coming back and saying, I'm applying what you taught me. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, for giving this step up and helping me with my career and my personal life. So it takes a special kind of person to be a community college faculty member.
And it is, I don't want to equate it with working for a charity, but you're giving back to the community. And you are affecting people's lives. And, you know, take a look at Shalice. She is now a published author. And that is pretty darn cool. And the community college probably played a role in this.
Well, absolutely. I was actually just talking to one of my instructors last night, and we were talking about the same thing, like how we're not just a number, that we get to have this personal, fun relationship with our instructors, and they get to help us grow and succeed and be a part of the success, and then we celebrate it together, and it's really fun. And that's why I was wanting to have them on the show, wanting to have you on the show, because I'm 41 years old going back to school, and everybody's scared and terrified, and I was like, I would have it no other way, because I know what I want. I know that I'm getting what I need, and the networking and getting to apply it. I actually have a friend that was going to another university that they wouldn't let them use any personal business things or anything personal of their life in their projects. They had to make it all up. It was all hearsay.
It was all theory.
Yeah, all theory. But we here at Salt Lake Community College get to use our personal life and like become better while we're in school, which is so cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're taking advantage of it. How does the community college not get cursed the way a bunch of other community colleges have been? And so I'll illustrate a couple examples. Clark County Community College down in Vegas was amazing. And I did some marketing for them as well through our high school sports division. And we had 13 deans come out to all the games at halftime. And we placed so many people in the college, but they wanted to become a four-year school. Utah Valley did the same thing, where they were a great community college, but again, they wanted to matriculate. Now I think it's the largest school in the state of Utah. How do you not have that creep where you want to be something that is bigger?
Well, it goes back to the mission of the college. What is the purpose? What is your purpose? And we are a comprehensive community college. there's enough 4-year institutions in the state. Other than Snow College, we're the only real comprehensive community college in the whole state of Utah. In the state of Mississippi, there are 13 community colleges.
Wow.
And we need to stick to, there's a need for community college here, and we need to stick to that mission. So I think it's very clear from, our board of trustees, cabinet, president, all the way down, is that we believe that we feel a very, very strong need in the Salt Lake Valley, or in the state of Utah, in providing the types of services that we do. It's very difficult. I mean, Shalice, 41, just going back to college, first generation college students who struggled in high school, didn't finish high school, got their GED. They need a launching pad for training and education. And I think that's what Salt Lake Community College provides.
What's your favorite class been so far?
Oh gosh, I fell in love
in
with
trouble
marketing.
now.
Oh, I know. I'm like, well, I absolutely have loved so many of my classes. One of my favorite was definitely Jen's class, the event marketing class, but it was just because the students in that class, we threw a fundraising event for my Rainy Days Foundation, and to have everyone come together and just to feel so supported and united, it was just super cool. And then that just launched me into going into the Shark Tank. We have a Salt Lake Community College Shark Tank that we do as well, and I won the Shark Tank from a lot of the things that we did in that class. It just kind of, and they all fit, they all connect together. So it's hard to say which one I liked, because this one taught me this, which made me better in this class, and so on and so forth.
And in your case, we had a professor on who actually was at Harvard Business School, and very impressive guy. We've had a lot of impressive people in from the community college.
Yeah.
Now, obviously this isn't under your domain, but vocational ed is an important part of community college. Can you address that just for a sec?
Well, actually, it does fall under us. I mean, we call it career and technical education.
Okay.
And so we have the School of Applied Technology that has all of the trades, like carpentry and welding and auto mechanics and, those types of trade skills. But we also have career and technical education programs that are not meant to go on to a bachelor's degree, but to provide a concentrated discipline of skills and knowledge that can help someone advance through their career more quickly. For instance, our marketing program is a career and technical education program. It doesn't transfer to a university for a 4-year bachelor's degree in marketing. It's meant to end with an associate of applied science. So 2 years of marketing, very concentrated marketing courses. The courses you normally get as a junior and senior at a university, you're getting at a freshman and sophomore level at the Salt Lake Community College. And
that's actually the program. Yeah, that's actually the program that I'm doing. So that's why I'm able to take so many marketing classes, because a lot of them will transfer to the University of Utah, but not necessarily count towards the degree. But for me, in my situation right now, I wanted how can I make the most of the opportunity that I have to.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, any marketing class you teach any business owner would be time well spent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because the number one job of a business owner is marketing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They might not know it, they might not think of it, but every time they're having an interaction with someone, that's marketing.
100%.
So, I always say, sort of like Field of Dreams, where they say if you build it, they will come. Yeah. Well, if you build a business, they won't come if they don't know about it. So you have to have marketing to get them
there.
Exactly.
We're going to learn more about the community college when we come back.
All right.
You're watching Coffee Talk Tuesdays with noted author Shalice Stevens. How about that for plug? I learned how to plug it.
Let me put my plug in. There's my plug.
Wait, hold on.
All of us.
Wait, hold on. Let me turn the mug around. Okay. Plugging 101. I'll be teaching that course. We'll be back after the short break.
All right, welcome back to Coffee Talk Tuesday. I'm Shelly Stevens. I'm here with Trip Mitchell, and our amazing guest, Barbie Willett, is joining us today as well.
Well, that is very nice. So Barbie, we were talking about community college and teaching people something really important in 2 years. Do you have, over your career, do you have some special students that just have made you feel so good about your choices?
Oh gosh, so many. Shalise she's the president, currently the president of our Collegiate DECA organization, which is our only business-related student organization at Salt Lake Community College. And Jen, who she's had on to your podcast, and I think Phil. Have you had Phil yet?
Phil's on next week.
They're our advisors now, but I was a Collegiate DECA advisor for 12 years. So being an advisor of that organization, not only do you have class time with students, but you get so much time outside of class pushing them to develop their leadership skills, communication skills. You travel with them to state and international conferences. And so those students I got really close to. And I'm Facebook friends with them. I try to have lunch with them occasionally when they're in town, that sort of thing. So they're the ones I think I'm probably remember the most and I'm the most proud of, because in those sort of organizations, you get to see students go from fresh into college, lack of confidence, to just becoming these wonderful leaders. And they just go out and they just do wonderful things with both their personal life and their professional life. So yes, I have to say I tear up when I think about those students because they just made my job so rewarding.
So my wife has a favorite teacher from St. Louis where she grew up. And this guy was a beloved teacher, high school math teacher. And one of his students, he was recently widowed in his 80s. His student flew in a private jet and took Hank to Vegas, to the top suite at, I believe, Caesars. And they sat third or fourth row center for Celine Dion, which that's enough punishment. I mean, I would quit right there. That'd be horrible. And so to have a teacher, as any teacher flown in his private jet to take you to Vegas, or any teacher, any student. Of yours. Yeah.
No.
Okay, work on getting some better.
Maybe when I'm 80, maybe, I don't know.
Shalise, when your next book.
Right, when I get my private jet, you're going to be my first.
Okay, I'll be there. I'll be there with bells on.
I'm a little worried. Shalise is the president of Decca, and she's got a brand new car out there. Have we done an audit of the funds for Decca?
No, I'll check with Jen to see if anything's been embezzled out of the account.
Well, technically, it is the
when you start an answer about a crime and you start with, well, technically.
I actually, there's a new DECA president now, and his name's Tyler, just barely. I mean, I think it goes into effect in fall, but I mean, because we don't really do much in summer. But it was just, I'm not going to be there past December, and so I figured I don't need to like hog the presidency, even though, you know.
Could you mention that to Trump?
I've sent him several tweets.
And
he never tweets back.
Were your tweets fact checked?
Probably.
Okay.
Discarded.
How much, from a marketing standpoint, how important is social media?
Well, I mean, marketing is all about communication. And so you have to choose the channel of communication that fits the audience you're trying to reach. And so if you're trying to reach, especially teenage to 40s, even beyond that, but between those age groups, that's how they communicate. So you're crazy if you're not marketing through social media.
Is TV and radio, does that have, for at least the community college, does that have much importance?
Well, we have it's called Salt Lake Community College, we have institutional marketing, and they handle all the marketing advertising for the entire college. So I'm not directly involved with that. I deal with the academic programs, but there's still a market for that, but it's limited. It's the demographic of the college doesn't really lend itself to communicating that much through traditional advertising anymore.
So what you're saying is a 30-second ad for the community college on Murder, She Wrote wouldn't be the brightest.
Oh my gosh, I love Murder, She Wrote.
Front page of the newspaper. Oh yeah.
By 35 years.
I don't still watch it, but I've seen them all like twice.
Sarcastically, yes. We should take out a full page ad in the local newspaper. That's how we should advertise.
Right. That's
that is a dynamic, new, changing, the new face of media. It is so interesting, and the hard part of social media, because we work it now with some of our podcasts, is it's so ever changing. That's how do you keep up?
Well, I mean, I'm sort of old school. When I went through and got my degree in marketing, it was traditional marketing. There was no social media. There was no online. And so I feel bad, but I'm also excited for my current marketing faculty, because them trying to keep up with the changes and make sure that their curriculum is always fresh and the latest and greatest, they're constantly having to learn what the newest fads, trends, apps, everything is. So it's an exciting thing for our students. I just can't imagine trying to keep my curriculum up to date these days with the way it changes all the time.
Well, that's the really cool thing about the new Facebook certification that I've jumped into with both feet, because that's what I do. But I'm really excited because it also talks about other social media and just.
Do they teach that class in Russian or in English?
In English.
Okay. I was referring to the 2016 election.
Oh, right. Wow.
Yeah, it's a series of 6 classes to get the full Facebook digital marketing certificate. It's a partnership we developed with Facebook, and I
understand it's kind of unique that this is one of the first times Facebook has partnered up with the local college.
We're the only college in Utah that has that partnership. There's 20 colleges across the country that are offering the certificate, and so Shalise is one of very few, and we've only had the certificate for a year, but they get an academic certificate from Salt Lake Community College, but they also get an industry certificate from Facebook, and embedded in that certificate are some other industry credentials, so they learn how to use Google Ads, Google Analytics, MailChimp, and some other applications in this whole process. And also Facebook is working with career services to help place students once they finish the certificate. So it's really going to look great on her resume. She's going to have some job opportunities using those skills.
Well, that's what I'm so excited about, because that was kind of the deciding factor for me. Was I know how unique this is, and just to have it to say, because I want to start my own, I am starting my own business. I am my own business right now, and to be able to say, like, I have this rare certificate and jump on it before anyone else does, and being able to use it while I'm going through the process is super exciting.
So it's 6 classes?
6 classes, yeah, on top of my other classes.
How long are the classes?
They're semester long.
So
18 credits.
18 credits.
Holy.
She's taking a heavy load.
She has
to get special permission.
She's like, all right.
So if I were to take I'm not that smart. So it's 6 different classes that you have to pass to get the certification. 6 full load classes. Holy.
Yes.
So it would take a normal person 2 years.
If they took 1 per semester, yeah, it'd take them, a year and a half.
Yeah, wow. But what an important thing to have on your resume, in that if you're a local business and you're not reaching out to Facebook, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So what Shalise can do is she can do her own social media for her own business, but she can also do that work for other small businesses who don't have an in-house person to do their social media.
Well, that's what I was thinking, a consulting company that specialized in small business, where you can go in and do, you know, and it wouldn't, and the beauty of social media, it's not, in the old days, an advertising campaign would be, for any medium-sized, let's say a car dealership, would be $100,000 a month. And you might buy 2 or 3 TV stations, a flight of radio or 2. Now, half the, if you're spending $100,000 a month, half's going to go to social media, if not more. And you could do a lot of damage with $50,000 a month digitally.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for all the opportunities to, and I'm taking a couple semesters off after I graduate in December, because I want
You'll be burnt out.
I'm going to be burned out, and I'm excited to put it all to practical use and
That's
see what
fantastic.
I can do. And then I'll make sure, like, and that's the thing that I love about having Coffee Talk and having, you know, you guys on and everything, is that I get to honor and let the people that have meant so much to me shine as well, which I love that.
Well, giving back. Now, you know, when you graduate, you're going to get calls from fundraisers want you to give back. So just for,
well,
I don't know if the community college does that.
I have my own, right?
So
I have 3 alma maters, and they all contact me. Plus,
where did you get your MBA from?
I got my MBA from William Carey University in Mississippi.
And what's it? So you got a master's in business administration, and then your other master's was in business
Education.
Okay, how different are those?
Well, my background is in business, and so education and business it's like you're working for a business. You know, get to the meat, be brief, be concise. You know, it's all about results, setting goals, results. You know, get it done. Switching over to education was brain dump. Tell us everything you might possibly know about this subject. So it was difficult to transition to education.
Oh, I totally get that, because when I was a manager, I was like, I do love teaching, but when my people would come to me after training, I'd be like, okay, wait, you've already been through training. I don't need to hold your hand and teach you all this. Just do it. It's hard to.
In the real world of business, time is by far and away the most important resource you have. And time wasters. My business partner was a teacher for 40 years, and his nickname is Short Story Long. And my God, he can make, you know, and literally texting is such a valuable tool.
It's a different mindset, you know. So I had to switch to that slower pace. Let's all sit around and talk about it and have a committee and think about it and come back again. And where in business it's like, give me my action items, give me a deadline, let me go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, time is important. And let me finally, why, it's a loaded question, but isn't the world better off without for-profit colleges? Especially the vocational ones that have been going out of business lately because they're a bunch of crooks.
You know, one of my colleges was a private college. It wouldn't be considered a for-profit. It was a religious-based college.
Different story there.
Yeah.
But there's a place for them, and if they're run right and ethically, I think they have value. Unfortunately, there's been so many of them that got into education for the bottom line, which it is a business, but it shortchanges the students, and that's a shame.
Well, that's what my brother, he went to, oh gosh, I don't even remember what it is, years ago, but he spent $80,000 on a degree that he doesn't use to this day.
That's not necessarily the college's fault, but a lot of these places were just ways to get the student money, that borrowed money, and
well, they're out of business now. So
well, Chris got his undergrad degree at the U, but then was getting additional thing at the Art Institute, and it one day disappeared.
Yeah, I know. You haven't finished your degree. They don't have the you know, they don't have the credentials and everything, so that they can't really transfer their credits to another institution. They're left with part of an education and a huge bill to pay. It's just, it's just so unethical. It's just terrible.
Yeah, it is tremendous. Well, we have done it.
We did it.
A half hour. Another one in the books. This has been a fun show.
It has been. Barbie, thank you so much for joining us today. I just really appreciate it. And you look beautiful. And I thank you, Trip. You look beautiful too.
Thank you.
I didn't call you lovely.
Hair and makeup at the stop sign on the way over here. People were wondering.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It was fun spending time with you.
It was fun, and I'm excited to see all the new stuff. I know Jen's been working really hard on the marketing stuff for you guys too, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I mean, if you need anything, I can use the experience.
No. You're working for 2 of our shows.
I am working.
Yeah, let's get those.
Don't tell me that, because believe me, I suck in volunteers. So.
Oh, me in my mouth.
I'll take volunteers any day. All right, you guys have a good day.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, we've done it. Wasted a perfectly good half hour of our viewers' time. Darn. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.